Hey ducks, how are we all? It's Friday. So lovely to see everybody in the chat chatting away. So I hope we're all well. I just need to say right at the very beginning, before I do the hellos, there is a slight chance I may have to end this QuaranStream early because I've got an emergency call out because I've got a leak. Somebody's already been and they've worked out where it's coming from, and I've got a mixer tap on the bath that also has a shower, and it's backflowing through to the tank, and it's causing the tank to overfill and leak out. So every hour I have to keep turning my hot tap on to bring the water down. So it's okay at the moment. I don't need buckets or anything anymore, but there's an emergency call out for a plumber to come to change the mixer tap, and it's any time in the next 24 hours. And that was at 3 o'clock today. So could come today. More likely, I think that it'll probably be tomorrow morning, but you know, he said we can come anytime up to midnight for an emergency call. So let's just see. But we'll keep going until there's a knock at the door or the intercom rings. So hello, Rob, Erin, Sheila, Kim, Caroline, Sandra, Richard, Aaron, Stormy, Tammy Pie, Neem, there's me, Lisa, Tycon, Gillian, Nancy, Kim, Diane, Claire, Celia, Kimberly, Claudia, Robin, hello Robin, Gerald, Jamie, good to see you, and that's everybody saying hello to each other. Melissa, Isabel, Maharet, Emma, this must be when I've come on because there's now an influx of people. We've got Alex and M Falcon and Dragondile, not seen you before, but hello. Jojo, Seacat, Joe, Ms. Pyramide, you and your plumbing. I know, and it was the same person who came a week last Monday. The one that Chris asked if he was fit. The Hermit's League. Pamela, Ayushi, Nancy, Expanded Awareness, Jonathan, Jackie. Gosh, you lot are chatty. Betsy, SL Wyman, and Mendy. Hello, Mendy. Chris. Gosh. Mohinix, Forest of Trees, and Regina, and I've caught up. Yay. So it's Friday. Have we all got that Friday feeling? How's everybody doing? Are we all well? I'm going to pop open, now I've done the countdown, the comments, just to see if there's anybody to welcome in from the Facebook group. It's been amazing in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group just recently. We've had so many new members, another 4 to 6 members this week. Every Friday, I do a hello and welcome and ask everybody to give them a warm welcome. But the last few weeks has been around the 45 mark consistently every week. So it's lovely to see the Hermit's Cave Facebook group grow as well. Just crossed 3,000 members the week before last. So that's lovely. Moonrise Oracle, hello, nice to see you too. I have that Friday feeling I'm off work for a week. Woohoo! Yeah, that's a even better Friday feeling. That's Friday feeling amplified, isn't it? Because it's the start of a holiday. I haven't put any holidays in yet for this year. I normally have a couple of days in February, but I might not. I might save them. And have them later. Yeah, and everybody's saying hello to Jonathan. Jonathan will be here tomorrow in the cave for his interview, catching up with. So tomorrow at 4 p.m. UK time. I'm looking forward to that. It's the first interview of the year. So first Friday with a new US president. Exactly, Melissa. Yes. I really should put in for the vaccination. Do it. I need a week off. Might as well do it soon, I guess. As long as there's something. The thing is, at the moment, it's like if I was to put a week in now, and I can only take my holidays during half-term closures, so it'll be February, and we're still in lockdown, don't know if I'd really feel the benefit because it'll be like the weekends where I can't do anything or go anywhere. So I may as well at least work, because then I feel like I'm doing something and going somewhere. And I can do walks and things, but we haven't really had the weather, and particularly in Nottingham, we're experiencing some really bad floods. Lots of main road closures. I don't know if people are friends with BJam on Facebook, but he's been putting some pictures where the River Trent, which is the main river that runs through Nottingham, has burst its banks, and yeah, it's pretty bad around here. So again, we've got more days of rain forecast, and so it's not really the walking outdoors type of weather at the minute either. I saw Ben's pictures on Facebook. Yeah, I had to transfer some learners between some sites yesterday for their tests, their lateral flow tests, and driving through flooded roads and everything. It's really bad around here at the moment. I'm experiencing YouTube overdosing, and I keep to my time limits. It's easy to overdose on YouTube, isn't it? Especially with the number of lives at the moment. But yeah, I wouldn't mind a week in bed with a pile of books and movies. See, that to me appeals, and I think, oh yeah, that'd be lovely. Just a week off I'll read some books and just have some lay-ins. And I tend to, when it actually happens, and I do have that time, I tend to get bored very quickly and want to do something different. I can read a book for about an hour, but with my ADD as well, I lose concentration really, really quickly. So it doesn't always, I can't always have that attention. I think, what can I do next? What can I do? Let's hope that plumber gets there soon and there is not a flood in the cave. No, it's all under control as long as I run the tap every hour. Obviously, while I'm sleeping tonight, that will be an issue, but I've got my buckets and things where there's 2 points where it's dripping from. And when I rang up about it, she was like, are you sure, because you're at the top, are you sure it's not because of the severe weather that it's coming in? And I'm like, no, it's definitely the tank that's leaking. After 3 weeks of homeschooling and working, I need a day off on my own. Yeah, I get that. I get it. Do you think because of the leak that Simon Card of the Day will be a water-related one? Actually, it does kind of relate to water. So, yeah. But that was completely coincidental. Shall we look at the quote of the day then? We can have a look at what the quote of the day is, being as you've already mentioned it. So let me get it up. So quote of the day is, and you can guess the card, but you kind of already probably guessed the kind of suit that it belongs to. So the quote is, oops, sorry if that made people jump. All for one and one for all. Oh, it's very musketeerish, isn't it? All for one and one for all. Let me take that ticker off. I don't know why. I always do the ticker, but I find it quite annoying. I don't know if it's just me. Yes, Francesca Lenz. It is the Three of Cups. All for one and one for all. And I think for me, the reason why I think this quote works perfectly for it, everybody's now saying Three of Cups, Ace of Cups, Five of Wands, and then Ten of Cups. All for one and one for all. Check your pants before they fall, Chris. I've never heard that before. But looking at this card, you know, I think whenever I see this, I think of community, and I think of, you know, feeling accepted in a group with like-minded people. But when I think of the quote as well, all for one and one for all, it's our need, isn't it, to feel like we can bond with like-minded individuals, whatever the reason for that. So when I think of all for one and one for all, it's talking about looking out for each other through thick and thin, and being there as a kind of a support network, which again, this card really lends itself nicely to. So we all need human interactions. You know, that's just part of who we are. And at the moment, a lot of us are being denied those human interactions that we might have been used to. And we spoke about this last week, and people saying, oh, I'd love a hug right now. You know, I really miss that sort of physical interaction. But we still have things like this medium where we can get together with like-minded people and, you know, embrace each other virtually, if you like. And so I think we have to also consider where, I guess these are questions I'm throwing out, where do we find our joy? Okay, so that's kind of like the first question. Where do we find our joy? Thank goodness it's not the Six of Swords. The leak will be under control. So where do we find our joy? And what is it that is worth celebrating? Because sometimes we focus on celebrating the big things, but actually, I think a lot of things that, particularly at the moment, and I think when we come out of pandemic as well and we start to connect, we will be celebrating so many different things that we might not have celebrated in the past. So where do we find our joy? Hi, Becca. Where do we find our joy, and what's worth celebrating, and finding that sort of common unity with people and enjoying each other's interactions? Are they holding up their cups to catch the water? Oh, you're all going to go on about this leak now, aren't you? So has anybody answered those questions? Where do we find our joy? And that's your card. So there you have it. And that's your card. So there you have it. I'm not quite sure. Initially, I love lockdown, an excuse to be a recluse and antisocial. After a few months for us, I was desperate to get out of the house. Yeah, exactly. Hi, Sean. I find my joy in everyday, ordinary life. And that's lovely, isn't it? That's what we should do. We should, you know, find the magic in the mundane. We should, you know, seek joy. And yeah, and not wait for huge things to celebrate. We should celebrate even the most, what would be considered in normal times, you know, the standard kind of achievements that we have, the day-to-day achievements that we have. But yeah, I find joy in my family and my cards. Yeah, seek joy. I like that. Joy is all around us. I've gotten comfortable being able to chill at home. I celebrate this community, says Patrice. Yeah. So also, you know, what I love about the Three of Cups, and again, going back to that, so I've got kind of a quote within a quote. So for those that are just coming in and saying hello while we're on quote of the day, the quote is all for one and one for all. And that where we find joy, and talking about finding joy with each other, there's a quote that I really love, which is from The Wizard of Oz, which is one of my favorite films, particularly from childhood. And that is, a heart is not judged by how much you love, but how much you are loved by others. And I think that's really beautiful, you know, because we think about how much capacity a heart has to love, and how much we give. But isn't it a testament to a person as well when their heart is loved by other people as well? And that kind of always reminds me of the Three of Cups, that fact that they're just enjoying the simple pleasures in life, being outdoors, some, you know, there's harvest and things on the ground, and they're just celebrating the joy of life. But they're with, you know, people that they're comfortable being with. They're with like-minded people, and they're raising their cups and just enjoying and celebrating. So it's lovely. Today was the first time in ages I've had a lighter mood. Early morning walk and seeing sunrise today. Wow, that's lovely. So you went for a walk before work, Richard. Hello, darling Simon and all. Boop. I'll be listening while doing stuff. Hello, Tanji. You said that on your A to Z video I just watched. Fave quote. Fave quote. What, the Wizard of Oz quote? Isn't that from Wizard of Oz? Yeah, it's got it at the bottom up. Wizard of Oz. A heart is not judged by how much you love, but how much you are loved by others. Yeah. My dogs, the great outdoors, my own company, books. I could go on and on. And we should, yeah. By all means, go on and on, because that's exactly what this is about. You know, it's about finding joy in the simple pleasures in life, particularly whilst we're in this situation. The ocean has saved me. Lots and lots of swimming. Oh, that sounds amazing. But that's because you're in part of the world, Betsy, where you can go into the ocean in January, living in Hawaii. It's a lovely quote, that one. Yeah. Love the quotes today. Simon, at some point, could you list the daily tarot streams you know of? Daily tarot streams you know of. It will be difficult because I don't know of them all. So in the QuaranStream the other day, I listed all the ones, or talked about all the ones I knew. But already there was people saying, "Oh, but so and so goes live," and it's really hard. I think Jilly at Little Zen Crone, she's got a Facebook group called Life Without Walls, and in there she's trying to pull together like a schedule, and she keeps saying, list your lives this week. So you could request to go into Life Without Walls if you are a Facebook user. But yeah, the problem is for me, if I list the ones I know about, I'm going to miss somebody out, and I think that would be really, really unfair, really, because I did it the other day. True story, Simon. Yeah, you're very fortunate. We are fortunate where we live, an instant community I'm very thankful for. That's good. It's nice when you feel that you are within a community, you know, that accepts you for who you are. You know, and it just makes you feel, when you are fully accepted for who you are and you're comfortable with who you are, then the world's your oyster, isn't it? People achieve when they can be themselves, you know? How about Justin stream? I don't know what you mean, Pamela. How about Justin stream? Sorry, I really don't know what you mean. It happened again. I got a package during the QuaranStream. See, Gerald, good omen. This time it's the Anna K Tarot and Lenormand, purchased from Anna K directly. Mabel is giving you a lovely head tilts at your voice. Mabel! I've just ordered the Anna K. Yeah, I love Anna K. It's one that I have out all the time on my little shelf here. And I particularly like this version, which is the indie version. It's smaller, it's compact, and the card stock is so good compared to the mass market. And the mass market's okay, don't get me wrong, but the coloration is really nice. But the cards just feel gorgeous in the indie deck. And she doesn't charge extra, you know. Obviously, there's the extra for shipping. I love the Eight of Swords in the Anna K. So yeah, it's I love it so much. Nice cards. Oh my God, it's becoming a thing. Yeah, Gerald. Obviously ordering a lot of decks for them to be coming. So good on you. Are the images pretty much the same, Simon, like the colours and the line work? Yeah, the line work. There is a slight colour difference. Not major though, but some of the yellows are a little bit brighter and things like that. But it's the card stock and it's the size and this very smaller, very smaller. The borders are much thinner on the indie as well. If I had a choice, if I could only have one, I would go with the indie one every time. I'm definitely thankful for this community. I come from a Christian family, and because of my belief, I don't talk to them. So it's nice to be able to express myself with other like-minded people. You're welcome, Aaron, and I can totally relate. You know, I come from a Christian background as well, Latter-day Saints, Mormon. And whilst it has gotten better over the last couple of years, it's still a subject that's kind of not discussed in my family, because they still believe, and you know, they have their beliefs. So I respect that, and they kind of respect me. But last year was a breakthrough when my mum brought me a tarot deck at the seaside because I'd forgotten to pack one. I've just got back from Glastonbury and emptied my case. I forgot to take one. And then I was like, oh, this is going to be awkward. We went to Mablethorpe. It was the day I met Patsy. And I said, I need to look out for a tarot deck. I said, because I haven't brought one with me. And we went into this shop and Mum was like, I'll get it, yeah. It can be your holiday treat. You want to buy me a tarot deck? So my next purchase would definitely be the Heaven and Earth Tarot. Good choice. I went old school earlier and spent 3 hours chatting on the phone to my sister-in-law. No voice left now. The dogs are happy. Bless. Let me take off that banner because we finished quite the day. Now we'll do the deck in a minute. It looks amazing, Patrice. How are you getting on with it? Do you read Lenormand a lot? What did Patrice say that she's got that looks amazing? I finally got my beautiful Anna K. Lenormand after a long wait. It is beautiful. That was the last Lenormand I bought. And it was, again, B-Jam, who we spoke about earlier. He ordered it at the time, same time he'd ordered the Anna K. Tarot. And he showed me the cards. And in fact, I think he filmed a flip through on his channel. And I was like, oh, I've got to get it. I've got to get it because I really, one, love her artwork, and two, I just wanted to support her. I've not read with it because I don't really read with Lenormand, but I'm still glad to have had it. I always think to myself, well, one day I will. My mum is a Pentecostal pastor. Wow. Yeah, I've got a sister who's a vicar, an older sister. She's a vicar with 3 churches. And then everybody else in the family around me were Mormon. It was a brilliant moment, Sandra, when my mum bought me that. I'm exploring how tarot and other spirituality works together with my Christian beliefs. I haven't talked about it with anyone, but believe they can work together. They can. And actually, you know, what people within certain religious groups fail to realize, especially Christian denomination, you know, there's lots of Christian iconography in the tarot. But of course, you know, anything that's considered as an extra kind of divinatory tool or something that's not prescribed by the church is often, you know, treated as being, well, it got the nickname, didn't it, the Devil's Handbook, the Devil's Picture Book. But anyway, we won't go down that path. I got a very exciting delivery from Make Playing Card today, guys. I bet it's Zane's deck. If it's Make Playing Cards, knowing you, Chris, it'll be Zane's deck. I still speak to my parents, but I come from a Pentecostal family. Yeah. Yes, I got a copy of the Zany Tarot. Are you going to do a walkthrough? Chris, we need a video from you. I know you've been doing some lives, but I've worked out as well. I've got a couple of videos to do, which I'm going to do over the weekend. But it's 2 weeks since I last did a video because I've been doing QuaranStreams and a couple of catch-up cards. So I need to get on it as well. Julian says, it's taken me a long time to accept myself. It's very liberating to not care about what others think. This community helps reconfirm it's okay to be weird. Okay to be weird. I think it as well. I think it does come with age. For me personally, I used to be so bothered about what other people thought, and now I don't know if it's age or you just get to that point where you just think, do you know what? I need to be happy with who I am, let alone, you know, always be looking for validation from others. Gerald ordered the Zany Tarot yesterday. I can't order anything for another month. I'll just tell you this story before we look at the deck. I royally messed up last night. So I was in Alex's live chat, Lazy Genius and Bizarre, and he showed a deck which was called the Pulp of Tarot, which is on Drive-Through Cards. And I was looking at them and I was thinking, oh, these are interesting images. Oh, I quite like them. They're a bit quirky. And then he said, but there's all different languages. So there's and sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down and sometimes it's upside down. And I was like, oh, that could jar on me. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure. And then he showed the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is who I am in the tarot. The Page of Cups and I have the same Myers-Briggs what would you call it? The Myers-Briggs. I almost said, well, how would you phrase that? It's not a score. What is it? But anyway, me and the Page of Cups, same Myers-Briggs and personality type. And yeah, I just really identify with the Page of Cups. So it's my significator card in the tarot. You've heard me mention it before. In fact, when I was on Jen's birthday live last October, she held up the 9 of Pentacles for our, you know, kind of Mr. and Mrs. thing. And I held up the Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups. But he showed this card last night, and it was a duck sitting on top of a Starbucks coffee cup. If you've seen my videos this week with my Starbucks, I love Starbucks coffee. And the duck, the whole duck thing. So I was like, yeah, I've got to have it. So I went to order it, and I was typing, what add-ons do I need? Because you get loads of different expansions and you can kind of custom make your own deck. And he ended the live before it could get answered. So I went over to Drive Through Cards, found the deck, thought I'd moved it into my cart. Then I saw 2 expansions. So I moved them into the cart and I hit buy. So I thought, that's done, it's done. Then it popped up on my iPad that he'd mentioned me in the Hermit's Cave. So I thought, best go and check. And he was like, Simon, if you're going to buy the deck, you need this, this, and this. And there was a 3rd one. So I was like, oh, shoot, you know, I should have waited. So I thought, well, okay, I'll go back to the order and see if I can add to it, because it's only just happened. When I went back to the order, the tarot deck wasn't in there, but the 1909 deck was, and I bought that again. I still don't know how that got in there. At the bottom, it was showing as a suggestion, and I must have just clicked on it somehow. Or I remember looking at it a few months ago and then working out how much it was going to cost, and Michael, my friend Justin, saying, I'll send it and you can buy it that way. So I might have left it in my basket. I really don't know. So then I thought, oh, I'll cancel the order. There was no way to cancel it. You just couldn't cancel it. And the money had already gone out of my account. So that might be why I couldn't cancel it. So then I'm left with a 1909 that's on its way and 2 expansion packs for a deck that I don't have. So I had to go back again, order the deck and the 3rd expansion that Alex had mentioned. So I've had to pay shipping twice from America. So the whole lot's cost me like £120 for a deck. I don't know how to respond to that. Oh, Siri's talking to me. I don't know how to respond to that either, Siri. But yeah, so there we have it. So I've got it coming, but it's coming in 2 parts from America. And a deck that I don't need. So what else have we got? Let's have a look. I've paused the chat there, so I'm way behind. Hi, Angie. Good to see you. Oh, Chris is going to do a walkthrough. I am. I'm going to wait for Zane to do one first, but I'll totally do a walkthrough. Might film it tonight. Cool. Where else are we? Scroll down. Personality type. Yeah, that's when I was struggling to find the words. Oh my God, Simon, is that your card? Need an art print with it on. I did a journal piece about the Page of Cups. It is uncanny, a duck on a Starbucks cup. I just ordered it. Whose live were you on? I was on Alex's live. It was last night. It was probably about, what time did Chris go live? Chris went live with Mendy around 9. I think it was about 7 p.m. It was a couple of hours before Chris went live. So you heard that, Becca? Your Siri has a fab Irish accent. My Siri is Irish because you can change it to any accent, can't you? And yeah, I love my Siri Irish accent. I love waking up in the middle of the night and I'll go, hey, Siri. I won't say it because it will, well, I can do. Hey, Siri, what time is it?
It's 18:06.
So it talks to me during the night. It tells me the time. I was going to say the same. Next giveaway, 1909. Probably, yeah. Yeah, around 7 p.m. he goes live because it's the same time as my lesson. That's right, your piano lesson. So yeah, and he's got some amazing decks, some really interesting decks. I love seeing his collection. And it made me laugh because he was saying a good percentage of his collection, or Simon made me do it. And then he shows the most amazing decks, and I'm like, well, I can't have been responsible for that. Love an Irish accent. Connor should do videos. Yeah. Connor sent me a couple of glides in the past, and he's got a really strong boyzone type Irish accent. Very Ronan Keating. How do I find Alex? Alex is in the chat, or he was at the beginning. I don't know if he's still here, but if you are here, Alex, just give a wave and then people can see. Or if one of the mods could put a link into Alex's channel, that would be great. Love that arcane bullshit deck. I've got the arcane bullshit deck. It's fun. Shit. I might need to get a fancy watch so I can have a Scottish man speaking to me whenever I want. Well, that would be probably my next choice. If I didn't have the Irish accent, I'd probably have the Scottish accent. Haha, probably too young to know who Ronan Keating is, Simon. And here's me, I was thinking I was down with the kids talking about Ronan Keating. I actually met Ronan Keating. Him and Stephen Gately came into the motorway service station where I was working. I met so many people working there, so many famous people, I should say. Half the cast of Coronation Street, the Gallaghers, Spice Girls, Roxette, may she rest in peace. But yeah, loads of famous people. Brilliant. So people are putting in links to Alex's channel. So do check it out. All right. Okay, Lazy Genius, Alex. Yeah, Lazy Genius, Tarot and Bazaar, I think it is. Something like that. Let me click on it and have a look. Yeah, Lazy Genius, Tarot and Bazaar. I did a shout out of his channel at the last couple of catch up and cards, or the one before, but recently anyway. So you met the Spice Girls. I met two of them, the two Mels, Mel B and Mel C. I must tell you my Mel B story sometime. Rude as anything, a real diva. Yeah. But the other Mel C, sporty, lovely, really, really lovely. Did they tell you what they want? What they really, really want? This guy walked in and he put this credit card down on the counter and he said, whatever the girls want, put it on this. And we were like, the girls? What girls? He was like, the Spice Girls. And then we looked across and they were looking through the magazines on the magazine racks trying to spot themselves. Mind you, Peter Andre did that. He came in as well. Wow, he's got something to brag about. But he came in and he was going through magazines trying to find pictures of himself. But that was when he was famous the first time round with that song. I've just seen a message from Anne. She wants me to say something. So let me find it. So Anne, who's in the chat, said, Simon, I have a Shadowland deck unopened that I want to pass on. Would it be okay to offer on QuaranStream to anyone who might want it in the UK, as with the pouches? No charges whatsoever, just a gift to hopefully bring a bit of cheer. So that's lovely. And I saw that the first few lines, that's why I read it out, because I knew it was for QuaranStream. So, Anne, give a wave in the chat so people can see who you are. I figured as much. It's all good. Waiting for Anne to give a little wave. She's probably searching now for the icon for a wave. I bet it's really tempting not to try and find yourself in a magazine for the first time. Yeah, but I would be so self-conscious. I'd be like, oh, have they got my best side? Talk of the devil and he shall appear. Where's Peter Andre? Oh, Alex. Is Alex here? Yes, we've been talking about you, Alex. Hello, Tarot with Anne-Marie. Nice to see you. That's so sweet and kind of Anne. Yeah, but I can't see her anywhere. But anyway, so I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it if we can't see where Anne is. I would buy it and rush home to look. Well, they was going to get it free anyway. It was just going to go on this credit card. Okay, so shall we have a look at the deck? So, deck of the day. Can you remember what we agreed it would be yesterday? Oh, there's Anne. She's waving now. Okay, Fun the Wave. If anyone would like the Shadowlands deck, just DM me and I'll pop it in the post for you. That's so lovely. Thank you, Anne. And Anne is the one who makes the beautiful pouches that she also gives away in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. This is the one that she did from the Shadowlands that she's actually given away, which is perfect. The black and the yellow together to match the backs. Really lovely. And then I've got this one, which I have my Tarot des O Arcs. And then I have this one with the hairs on, which has my Oak Ash and Thorn. So, Simon, I can't pronounce it. Simon starts with an O and O. What can't you pronounce? Oh, no. I know. No, it's the Groovy. You're thinking of Kulia Quatati, which is going to be on Monday. We said we'd do Groovy today. So, yes, this is the Groovy Tarot by Tarot Collectibles, who are great. I love the guys over at Tarot Collectibles. And that's on Monday. Yeah. Their first of this sort was the Tripping Weight. And I don't mean their first tarot deck. They've had quite a few tarot decks. But in terms of this kind of psychedelic 60s, 70s, the Tripping Weight, which I absolutely love. Then they came out with the Groovy Weight. And then the latest one is the Black Light Tarot, which is incredible. It lights up under a UV light. Hermit's Cave Facebook group. Thank you, Jackie. So let's pop those ones back there. They also have the Dead Weight, the Winter Weight. So yeah, and then I'm going to be reviewing over the weekend the Twisted Tales by them as well. So this one I did edge because it's very pink, this deck, with the backs. These are the backs, which are really cool, very kind of psychedelic. So yeah, I edged it in this kind of pinky purpley colour, which really matches it quite well. Blacklight art looks a lot like Peter Max. Oh wait, now I've given away how old I am. Yeah, I'm not sure what Peter Max is, but it's been referred to a lot like Oliver Hibbard as well. Although a lot more affordable than Oliver Hibbard deck. Oh, got an itchy nose. So, and there are a couple of, this is an 80 card tarot deck, because there's a couple of, and they do it very often with tarot collectibles where you can switcheroo a couple of the cards. I'm partial to the Groovy weight. Robin, do you have the Groovy weight? The Twisted Tales isn't available anymore. No, it's not. It was sent to me this week as part of a big box of gift, and it's got this awesome book because it's based on comic books. So that's why the book is like this comic, which is amazing. And then we've got the deck, which is still sealed. As you can see, I've not opened it yet. And then the expansion pack. This Bates Motel. So I can't wait to dive in to this. So yeah. So I'll do over the weekend, I'll do a walkthrough of that. We'll have a look at them. I do have the Groovy weight. Becca has the Trip In. We saw some cool shit in our youth. So here's our Fall. Now they do have a sheen because they're not heavy set gloss, but they do have a gloss to them. And I've done a side-by-side comparison video of the Groovy and the Trip In together. And I think people preferred the Groovy, more than the Trip In. And I couldn't decide really. I like them both. But look at the colours, aren't they vibrant? So the Emperor, which we have here, you can switch it for Smoky. And I know that's is it Canadian character from TV, I think. I might be wrong there. But for me, you know, that I can't identify with that because I didn't know who the character was. So I kept in this Emperor card. So many gorgeous, tempting decks. Love the Guru for the Hierophant. That's so clever. Smokey the Bear, yeah. Here's our Lovers. So disco. Chariot. I'm tilting them just to try so you don't get the reflection from the screen. And there's Strength. The Hermit. Love his cloak, look. The planets and the stars. That's Stairway to Heaven. The Wheel of Fortune. I was a teenager in the 70s, a child of the 60s, grew up with peace symbols and flower power and the disco ball. Yeah, see, I was a child in the 70s and a teenager in the 80s. And I have Christine from Tarot Collectibles reached out and said, you know, any ideas about what we kind of could work on next? And I asked him a couple of catchment cards. I said, come on, guys, let's send some ideas. And I typed up the list, but one of the popular ones was an 80s deck. which will be quite cool. Look at that death. The flag is the peace sign. Temperance. Do you remember the song Disco Duck? I had the vinyl 7-inch. My sister hated it. I used to play it non-stop. It's on YouTube. You can YouTube Disco Duck, but it earworms. Once you've heard it, it gets in there. But yeah, my sister used to hate Disco Duck. So every so often I'd just send her the link to the video just to annoy her. Because little brothers, they're like that, aren't they? They like to annoy. Star. The moon is very different. I like it, but it's very different. And you're riding a My Little Pony. There's our judgment. I love that peace dove. A look at the world. I've got you make me feel mighty real. Hey up me disco ducks. Okay, so this is kind of like where it reminds me of like Oliver Hibbard's deck. With this kind of tripping, melty splodges of paint. But it's cool. I'll go a little bit faster because really behind on time. I normally finish at past. Look at the colours. Isn't it amazing? Look at the pentacles here as well. They're all peace signs. Colours are amazing in the deck. Pamela singing the American Band-Aid song. We are the world, we are the children. Wondering if there's a Brady Bunch deck out there somewhere. Well, if you buy the what deck was it? Is it the Robin Wood? Was it the world card in the Robin Wood, nicknamed the Brady Bunch? Am I thinking of the right deck? I love the Ace of Cups. Colours are stunning. I love that as well. Make love, not war. For our Two of Cups. And this is our quote of the day card. The wheel card in the Robin Wood. Right. It was the Robin Wood though. Memory lane. Right. I love this one. And down 9 is the genie. Look how the path that they're walking on becomes the rainbow. And then we've got our tribute to the Beatles. All you need is love. All together now. How many people has got the Beatles? All you need is love playing in their heads now. Love, love, love. Dum, dum, dum. It's easy. That reminds me a bit like the Backs. Look at that. Thanks to the earworm. In fact, I have hanging on under my sacred space on a door handle this as well. Because I love the quote, and I've got it in the kitchen as well. That one in the kitchen says, "Love is all you need," on a chain hanging down. It's replaced Disco Duck. Love, love, love. Dum, 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 dum. I love how the sun is cutting through those swords, look. It's coming up between them. Tammy Pie's singing along. Gorgeous queen. Look at those that colour wheel behind. Stunning. And then our final suit. Yes, we need a good Beatles deck. I've got a Beatles tarot. Have you never seen my Beatles tarot? I bought it, and I bought the book to go with it. It cost quite a bit. I bought it from, nearly said Waterstones. The shop in London. Sandra, where we met for the first time. Watkins. Bought it from Watkins when I was with Kelly Bear. Or did I buy it when I was with you, Sandra? I saw it when I was with Kelly Bear, and I might not have bought it because I'd overspent, but some darker ones here. I think this is what gives them the inspiration for the backlight. I know the Beatles deck you have. I just haven't seen it for a long time. This deck needs a soundtrack. It does, doesn't it? Or it has one. It's inbuilt. It's in here. You see an image and music starts to play. Then we need a Stones deck too. You bought it when you was with me, Simon. Yeah, I know I'd seen it. I'd got a limit of what I was going to spend in Watkins, and I said to Kelly, let me not go over that. And I got all the decks I wanted, and then she said, oh, let's have a look downstairs. Not expecting for there to be tarot decks downstairs, and there was a table set up, and it got the Beatles tarot on it. But I had to get the book if I wanted to have it, and the two together would have took me way over budget. So yeah, when I went back and I met with Sandra, I got it. And that's an alternative Four of Cups. So if we have a look at the Four of Cups, which I love the Four of Cups because it's the under the tree, so I couldn't swap that around. You either get that one or that one. And I like this one because it's more traditional RWS Four of Cups. So that's the Groovy weight, guys. Yes, a Madonna deck would be cool. Oh, could you imagine? Maybe if she released a tarot, she'd let me interview her. That would be it. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. How are you doing, my duck? It's been a while. I'd love to see the Beatles deck. We'll have to do it then one day next week. So, yeah, that could be one we add to the list. dewdrops and lollipops. Oh my God, I suck on camera. Gotta dig it out of the boxes. Having great fun with the 70s flashbacks. Yeah. So that was the Groovy weight. I'll pull a card before I head off because it's already after 5:30. But it's been lovely to finish the week off with you guys. So as I said, I'll be back on Monday for QuaranStream continuing. But tomorrow, I'll be interviewing Jonathan from which his channel's just called Jonathan Daily. So yeah, it'd be nice to catch up with Jonathan. 4 o'clock tomorrow. Status Quo. They were at the first concert I ever went to, Queen at Wembley, 1986. And it was In Excess. Never even heard of them at the time. We were calling them Inks. Who's Inks? Then it was The Alarm. Do you remember 58 Guns? Then Status Quo, and then Queen. Amazing. I was 15. Absolutely fabulous tarot. Yeah. Okay, so a message for the next 24 hours. Split. Oh, we had this. I think we had this last week. It's from the Death card, and it is transformation. Transformation. So, nothing ever truly dies. Okay, everything transforms, and that's particularly true when we think about energy. Energy never dies, never ends. It transforms into something else. But transformation, for something for us to focus on, is the fact that, you know, change is inevitable. We can't escape it. I'm still on deck of the day. We can't escape it, but we have to embrace it, because when we embrace change, that's when we open ourselves up for growth and expansion. Our life expands when we embrace change. There was a quote that I remember. Oh, I'm full of quotes today, aren't I? Quote number 3 from when I did a management training course, which was something along the lines of, it goes right into the dark crevices of his mind to try and remember this now. Something about, what was it? Something about true security is when you, oh my goodness, what was it? Our only security is when we embrace change. That was it. Our only security is when we embrace change. And that doesn't just mean in the world of work, you know, and businesses having to diversify or organizations having to restructure, you know, and you hear these kind of comments like that and you think, oh yeah, I know, but what does it mean for me? And we do fear that loss of security and stability that we want in our lives. But true security comes when we embrace change, is in all aspects of life, because change will happen and we have 2 choices. We either embrace it and go with it and allow ourselves to expand with those experiences that we're going to have and those opportunities that are going to come, or we fear it and resist it and we get stuck and we get trapped and then we live in that bubble of fear. So nothing ever truly dies. Everything is transformed. Again, the Death card in particular talks about endings and new opportunities from that sudden change. One door opening, one door closing, another opening, or when, you know, opportunity knocks, you open the door and embrace it. But real transformation comes when we embrace change and we go with it. So, sorry it took me a while to. I do that sometimes. I think, oh yeah, I remember a quote, and I'll do it, and I'll be like, you know, just in general conversations with people, like, oh, I heard this great quote once. I think you should have thought this through before you said those words, because then I'm like, it's like when I try and remember jokes. I hate that. I was like, oh, I've got a good one. I've got a great joke. How does it go? I do it to myself always. You know, I don't think things through. I go off on a tangent, and then I'm like struggling and paddling like mad under the water. I do that with jokes. First concert was Thompson Twins. Doctor, Doctor. Liberace. Wow. That's amazing. To see a great like Liberace. I saw Shirley Bassey once, and she was astounding. So glad I got to see her. Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. It's been lovely to see so many people in the chat. So thank you. Enjoy the remainder of your Friday. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, enjoy your weekend as it's starting for you. And yeah, I will see you over the weekend. So look after yourselves. And as always, keep safe, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.